Peace and love, everybody. This is Mr. Abdullah again with another episode of FYE TV. It's been about a week or two since I've been with you, but we're here today, and I wanted to drop some more gems on you, drop some jewels on you. Today, we're going to talk about eating appropriately, eating properly, in our next segment entitled Eat to Live. So I want you to just pay attention, get some of this information. Hopefully you enjoy, and hopefully you gain some knowledge about some things that are very, very important. All right. So this is going to be tips for healthy grocery shopping. So I know oftentimes we're talking about money or where you live and anything, but I think it's very, very important we talk about what you put into your body to keep yourself and sustain yourself, and also try to be as cost effective as possible. So, and we know good nutrition starts with smart choices in the grocery store. So we try cooking up a healthy meals as a challenge. If you don't get to have the ingredients in your kitchen, that means not just spices, we're talking about the foods, all of those things are necessary so that you could maintain a healthy balance and healthy intake. All right. Very, very important. You must plan ahead for success. Now, that means that even before you go to the grocery store, you got to plan ahead. The best thing to do, go through your cabinets, go through your refrigerator, see what you need. Plan your meals for the week. Don't just say, okay, I'd like to cook this thinking about Saturday and it's a Tuesday. No, you got to say, well, what do I want to eat for lunch and dinner? Maybe even breakfast. If you can plan that far ahead, that'd be even better. For Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What am I going to need to snack on? I'm going to be out. Today is a long day. I'm going to be out at work. I'm going to be in class. So figure those things out. Also, to save money, use physical and e-coupons. A lot of these grocery stores have apps. You can just click a button. It puts the coupon right in your onto the app. When you go to the register, they scan it. Saves you a bunch of money. You'll be amazed. Also, those little circulars that you probably used to throw out, go through them, read them, see what they're talking about, see what deals and sales of what grocery stores. Sometimes grocery shopping could incur that you go to more than one grocery store. So that's one thing. This is the most important. Do not shop hungry. Do not go to the grocery store and you need something to eat. My recommendation is, even if you aren't really hungry, eat something. Eat a nice snack before you go, because there are things you're going to buy if you're hungry that you wouldn't buy if you weren't. So just remember that. Always eat before you go to the grocery store. Now, to help meet the food pyramid guidelines, you should be filling your cart with plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean meat, fish, poultry, beans, and nuts, and dairy, she says. Who's the she? She is a sister by the name of Miss Ward, who does a lot of recommendations for proper diets. Now, it says most of us tend to eat the same foods over and over again, but the variety is the spice of life. I'd like to say that in all good conscience, I cannot personally recommend dairy, but I know a lot of people like ice cream, they like milk, they like cheese. For me, I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't recommend dairy. And a lot of people I know are lactose intolerant, and dairy does have its adverse effects, but it's your lifestyle. So if you do eat dairy, make sure you're not eating too much of it. Find out what's the healthy balance. All right. Also, money well spent. Well, what is money well spent? Money well spent is speaking about the funds that you spend to buy your food, and is it worth the extra money for certain things? So convenience is an extra cost. You know this by going to fast food restaurants, but that can also attribute and be contributed to or attributed to your spending for your food. So you might decide, hey, I want to buy some snacks. Well, what do I want? Well, you might want to buy the pre-cut and pre-packaged apples, carrots, things like that. That costs a little bit more than buying actual carrots, but it's a lot healthier and it's a lot less expensive than stopping at a fast food restaurant. Make sure when you do it, get more fruits and vegetables. It's worth the expense. Buy more of it. Now, the downside to that is that if you buy too much, it'll go bad because they are time stamped. They don't last as long as frozen or canned, but plan your meals around what it is you're purchasing, and hopefully you're buying a lot of vegetables. So believe me, it's time that you listen to mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and eat your vegetables. All right. Okay. Now, supermarket savvy. Checklists for making healthier food choices in every department of your supermarket. This is very, very important, people. Please pay attention. Spend the most time in the produce section. That's very, very important. Keep yourself there for as long as possible because, and if you do this, you'll buy things that matter and that are better for your body. It lets you know that you need to buy a rainbow of colorful fruits and vegetables. The colors reflect the vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrient content of each fruit and vegetable. So buy your red bell peppers, your greens, your yellows, okay? Buy your spring mixes, not just iceberg lettuce, that's mostly water, doesn't have that much nutritional value. Spring mixes, spinaches, things like that. Things with color, those are great things. All right, when you're talking about produce, it's a great thing, all right? Next, breads, cereals, and pastas. Choose the least processed foods that are made from whole grains. This is what I want you to always know. The first ingredient for your breads in particular should not be high fructose corn syrup. It should be the wheat. It should be the flour, something like that. Also tell you, buy regular oatmeal, not the stuff in the packs. You can buy that. It does say that that's a good grain choice, but it's better to buy it in the big container and cook it. It's a little bit slower, but you're talking literally a matter of minutes. All right. So when choosing whole grain cereals, aim for at least 4 grams of fiber per serving and less sugar, the better. So no, not Fruity Pebbles, no Apple Jacks. Try to buy something like a Cheerios, a Raisin Bran, something like that. Also, this was actually new to me. I didn't really know this because I was a granola eater. It says avoid granola. Even the low fat varieties, they have more fat and sugar. And that would make sense because I like sugar. So that would explain why I love granola. So now that I know this, as by giving you the information, I've educated myself and I have to go ahead and cut some of that stuff out because I got to let it go. All right. Meat, fish, and poultry. The American Heart Association recommends 2 servings of fish a week. I personally recommend salmon. Most people like it. It's widely available. It's affordable. It's not too fishy. And it's a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. Now, I also recommend strongly that you use wild caught, not farmed salmon. You can actually look at them and tell the difference. It's very different. Also, the coloring. Make sure you know what color salmon is supposed to be. And you'll notice there's a difference between what it looks like and what it actually is. If you're going to buy beef, you're going to buy lean cuts of beef. So buy round, top sirloin, tenderloin. Make sure that when you buy, it's not really fatty. Okay. And if you buy chicken, they ask you sometimes, they ask you at the butcher shop, which you should buy your meats there, not just the grocery store. Go to a butcher shop. It's much cheaper and you got much more variety as well as more options. So you can say, hey, skin the chicken for me. The skin is really not good for you. Also, don't load up on it. Balance it out. A little bit of meat, more vegetables, things like that. All right. Also, drink water. Buy bottled water, please, or a filter. I personally buy both. I have a filter and I do bottled water for when I'm traveling. Frozen foods. Now, a lot of frozen foods do have preservatives. Depending upon what you buy, you gotta read the packaging. All right. So frozen fruits and vegetables without sauce. I know we want the little medley joints, little Asian, all that food. It says, yeah, it sounds good and even tastes good sometimes, but that's not the way to go if you're buying it for nutritional value. It just tastes good. But we know, hey, ice cream tastes good, but should you load up on it? I don't think so. All right. So when you go, this will help fill the gap of produce because not all your vegetables can be bought fresh because you may not get to them. So buy some frozen vegetables without the sugar and the salt. Also, buy whole grain waffles. You have a little snack, or you can have them as your breakfast, or sometimes you can have a freaking waffle meal. I used to do it all the time. Buy your portion control bagels. They have about 6 in a pack in a sleeve. I get the little small ones, the bite-sized ones. Get 100% juice from marinades. All right. Buy some plain pizza, pop it in the oven. They normally have skin mozzarella cheese. And also, once again, I cannot stress this enough, buy the vegetables, frozen green beans, frozen peas, frozen broccoli, cauliflower, all these things. Corn is a starchy vegetable, buy that as well, but get the frozen vegetables, okay? All right. Dried foods, this is very, very important. Not only do they last a long time, you can add them to things. You can actually add them to salads. You can add them to your cereals, to your oatmeals. It's really it's good and healthy nutrition. There's a lot of fiber in your diet. So keep a variety of these on deck. Your frozen beans, your dried beans, your nuts, your vegetables, all these things. And once again, you can add them to things. Also, make sure you don't have salt. You buy the salted almonds or the salted peanuts, or you can buy the unsalted, preferably unsalted. If you want salt, add it yourself. Then you can portion it out. If you want to buy some canned anything, the best thing to buy would be canned tuna, packed in water, not oil, low fat. Okay. Buy soups, nut butters, olive and canola oils, and a sort of vinegars will be healthy in every pantry. Finally, the 4 simple shopping rules. We'll go through it real quick. Shop the perimeter of the grocery store where the fresh foods like fruits, vegetables, meats, and fish are usually located. The center aisles, that's where the foolishness is at. You got your chips, you got all the foods, the sodas, all the stuff you know you shouldn't be drinking. It's in the middle. Shop the perimeter. All right, shop the perimeter. Now, you know there's something specific you like, do that. Do that. But make sure, ensure that when you buy, go around the perimeter. Choose real food such as 100% juice, 100% whole grain items. And if you want more salt and vinegar, add it yourself. Stay clear of foods with cartoons on the label. They are targeted to children. If you don't wish to continue eating junk foods, don't have them into your house or your apartment. So don't buy the stuff with the cartoon characters on it because you're looking for trouble. Especially as you get older, that sugar wreaks havoc on your body. All right. Finally, avoid foods that contain more than 5 ingredients. Got to do some reading, people. Artificial ingredients or ingredients you can't pronounce. If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't eat it. Always remember that. So remember, here we are trying to keep you healthy, try to keep you right. But remember, if you don't understand the importance of your health right now, you'll never understand it as an adult, and that will wreak havoc on your life. Once again, this is Mr. Abdullah, your friendly neighborhood instructor with FYE TV. Please love yourself because we love you even more. Peace and love.